I first heard this artist way back in the 90s, but since then she's just become a musical legend since. Christina Aguilera is one of the most powerful voices in the musical industry. She's also a songwriter, actress, television personality, and referred to as the voice of a generation. She's noted for that 4 octave vocal range she has, and for incorporating controversial themes such as feminism, sexuality, LGBT culture, and the sex positive movement into her work. Aguilera was also honored as a Disney legend for her contributions to the Walt Disney Company. But if we fast forward to record sales and different things, just to summarize her career, it'll give you an indication of the type of person that she is. Now, they say that she's savvy, and way back in 2007, she bought a Beverly Hills Mediterranean style mansion for 11, flipped it for 13. Shortly afterwards, she acquired a house in the Mulholland Estates on the Santa Monica Mountains for 10 million. And according to this research, currently resides with her family. Now, these are the interesting facts. In 2000, Aguilera was amongst the biggest money makers in the music business, with over $65 million earned with album sales, merchandising and licensing deals, VH1. And VH1, for the younger people listening, is an American-based cable television network based in New York City. Now, in January 2008, she was ranked 19th at the time on Forbes' list of top earning women of the music of 2007, with earnings of $20 million. The previous year, she was also included on their list of richest women in the entertainment industry, with an estimated net worth of 60 million. Fast forward to 2024, and Aguilera's net worth is reputed to be $185 million. It's incredible, but as you're going to hear, this particular song that she's singing is one of my favorite. It came from the Burlesque original motion picture soundtracks in 2010. Of the same name, it's track 8 of that album, one of 10 incredible songs. It does feature Cher, and it's from the Burlesque, and there's a lot of pictures on YouTube, and if you go searching of Cher and Christina together, I wouldn't say they were the main focals in the actual motion picture. I think everybody ought to be credited and on the front cover of any magazine. But I suppose with Cher and Christina, it sold a lot more albums just having their images. They really do attract millions of people. We're going to hear why. The song today is about she's loved before and was heartbroken to the core. She built up these walls that she never let anyone break down until now. Her heart now belongs to him, and him only is what the song's about. She trusts him and believes in this short relationship. She's given her all. She is bound to him. That is what today's song is all about, Bound to You. It's a love song that describes the feeling of being completely devoted to somebody. Let's take a listen of the live performance. Enjoy, savor, and come back, and I'll give you a short breakdown of the lyrics. Christina, I've missed you. Never had you on my channel before, but looking forward to featuring you a lot more.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sweet love, trapped in your love. I'm open. tonight. I found a man I can trust, and boy, I believe in love. I am terrified to love for the first time. Can't you see that I'm bound in chains? I finally found my way. I am bound to you. I am bound to you. So much, so young, I faced on my own. Walls I built up, unsure I can trust. I'm strong and I'm sure there's a fire in us. Sweet love, so pure. I catch my breath with just one beating heart, and I brace myself. Please don't tear this apart. I found a man I can trust, and boy, I believe in us. I am terrified to love for the first time. Can't you see that I'm bound in chains? I finally found my way. I am bound to you. I am bound to. Suddenly the moment there, I embrace my fear. All that I have been carrying all these years. Do I risk it all? Come this far just to fall? I can trust and know you believe in us. I am terrified to love for the first time. Can't you see that I'm bound in chains? And finally, I finally found my way. I am bound to you. I am who I am. I'm bound to you. Thank you.
No, thank you, Christina. That was absolutely epic. It's just one of those voices you just don't never get tired of. And over the years, creating this channel, I was always listening to Christina, and Hurt comes up a lot for a lot of people. And that song has just grown and grown and taken a life on its own in so many different forms. But that particular song, this particular song, Bound to You, was the one that resonated with me, and I wanted to share it with you because I think we ought never to forget that she exists in the music industry, and her voice is still epic and unparalleled to many artists out there. That was a live performance. 9 times out of 10, performers cannot sing like that. Anyway, verse 1, sweet love, trapped in your love. It says, I've opened up, unsure I can trust. My heart and I were buried in dust. Free me, free us. So straight away there's a pleading there, and the pre-chorus says, you're all I need when I'm holding you tight. If you walk away, I will suffer tonight. And then the chorus says, I found a man I can trust, and boy, I believe in us. I'm terrified to love for the first time. Can't you see that I'm bound in chains? I'm finally found my way. I'm bound to you. I'm bound to you. The opening verse there talked about being trapped and unsure. Whether to trust in love. Don't we all quiz love at some stage, even if we're in a relationship? However, as the chorus unfolded there, Christina declares that she's found a man she can trust and wholeheartedly believes in their future. Now, the phrase bound in chains that stands out for me in the lyrics here, that represents for me the depth of love that she has for this person and how she is so entranced in this relationship, she cannot see herself being with anybody else. So let's go to verse 2. It says, so much, so young, I faced on my own. Walls I built up, don't we all? Became my own, my home. I'm strong and I'm sure there's a fire in us. Sweet love, sweet love. And then the pre-chorus, I catch my breath. We're just one beating heart. That's beautiful, because I always say to my partner, when you go away, just remember you take half my heart with you. And it's only when you come back from your travels, because my partner's Spanish and travels a lot back to his family in Spain, in Bilbao. And I always say, and when you come back, our two hearts become one and beat as one. I always say that. It's not being a romantic, it's just being truthful of how I feel. And I like that beating heart, and I catch my breath. Please don't tear this apart, she says in the chorus. And the chorus continues with, I found a man I can trust. So did I. And boy, I believe in us. So do I. I'm terrified to love for the first time. Aren't we all? Can't you see that I'm bound in chains? Chains from the past. You know, a lot of us are bound in those chains. A lot of us want to break free from our past emotions, with relationships that are broken down or were violent or were just meaningless or empty, or you got into it and you realized we've nothing in common, I have to get out of this. And you're just bound in the chains because of the way we're reared to give it a go, to see it through to its bitter end. And sometimes that can be fatal. Because as she finishes in the chorus here, I finally found my way, I'm bound to you, I'm bound to you. But at least she found, I feel, a good love, because that verse 2 talks about those numerous challenges we face and the walls built around herself, but that we all do when you think of it. However, she's found someone who brings out the best in her, makes her feel alive. And isn't it great to hear that, even in lyrics? The bridge that I mentioned there hints at Christina having reservations about risking everything for this love and submitting to the fears of the unknown. But that's cautiousness, that's instinctive nature taking in. We're all nervous, we all walk on eggshells, we all hope, we live in fear. And then, like anything else, like moving into a new house or driving a new car, you change the gears, you learn about how the engine works, and a relationship is like that. It's a learning process from day one. Even when you're in one, from day one right through your whole life, it's a learning process. But you still have those reservations about risking everything for this love and submitting to the fears of the unknown. However, those insecurities, as far as I'm concerned, vanish when Christina realizes that she's ready to embrace her fears and trust in the power of love. And I do say that, trust in yourself, your good instinct, as I've just mentioned, because in the lyrics, as she says, I can trust. It's a great thing to have that. And boy, I believe in us. And it's great to have that belief. I'm terrified to love for the first time. Can't you see that I'm bound in chains from the past? Well, it doesn't say the past, I'm adding those words. I finally found my way. I'm bound to you. I am. Oh, I am. I'm bound to you. Aye. So bound to me, looking at even though the lyrics are simple, they're symbolic in the mention of chains, in the mention of those walls, in the mention of the word trust. It's all symbolic and things that we can, and relatable, that we can relate to. It's a song that invokes those feelings of love, devotion, that can trust, that exist within a committed relationship. Christina Aguilera sings about how finding that right person can transform, trust and transform, yeah, I think, one's life, give it a sense of purpose, and out of that you get direction. It encourages us to follow their hearts and take a chance on love, even when it seems scary and uncertain. You know what I say? Life is so short, give it a go. If it doesn't work out, that is what you got your feet for. Turn around, walk away, wave it goodbye, learn from it, move on to the next, because karma will come round and smile at you again. Never believe when something crashes around you, it can't happen. Because I always say to my friends, especially my female friends, if you love yourself, look in the mirror and say, I love what I see. And if you can say that from the heart, somebody else will look at you and say, wow, I love what I'm looking at here. And the rest is history. Think about that. Take care. Thanks for listening.